Hey guys, I'm excited about today's video. I have a great topic for you. I know you're going to find it super helpful. I'm going to be talking about procrastination and perfection, my two favorite P's, or maybe my least favorite P's. But I know you're going to find this topic super helpful. Truly, I think it comes up for every single person I've ever worked with. It comes up for me a lot. Especially in a business, running a business, starting a business. Hey, Zara. Good morning. Yeah, if you pop on. Hey, Shannon. But perfectionism and procrastination are one of the biggest killers of success in our business. And I want to talk about this today. I want to talk about why we procrastinate, why we're perfectionists. I want to give you some tips for not continuing with those habits and actually understanding why we do these things and how you can start doing things differently so that you aren't allowing these things to stop you and sabotage your business, which is what happens for so many of us. And truly it's kind of tricky how it pops up for a lot of us. So I'm going to show you some of the ways that you may not even be realizing. And I just want to share some things that I think are going to really change how you think about these things in your life, okay? It's going to be super helpful. So definitely stay tuned. And if you have questions about any of this as I'm going, let me know. I will say I am a long time known procrastinator and perfecter, however you want to say that, perfectionismer. Definitely been something that has been with me since forever, since I was even little. And it's why I'm super passionate about talking about this topic, because I have really realized how many ways it was holding me back in my life. And I had, really just kind of thought, oh, that's the way I am. That's who I am. And that's not the case. I'm going to share a little bit about that, but it's going to help you kind of shift your perspective around it. So I want to start by talking about some of the ways that perfectionism and procrastination show up for us in our business, especially, okay? It's hot there, Shannon. Oh no. Hoping it cools down and you get some of the nice cool weather. So how does it show up for us? So it shows up by, there's a lot of, I almost like to say excuses or things that our brain tells us. So waiting to feel ready, waiting to know more, waiting for it to be the right time, because of whatever is going on in our life. And I can tell you almost everyone I have worked with has had some big life thing happen while we were working together. A relationship ended, relationship started, they moved, they got divorced, they had a baby, they got pregnant, they maybe lost a baby, lost a parent, so the thing is life happens. And for a lot of us, we can be like, oh, it's a reason I can't move forward with my business. And of course, when life happens, we can take some time and kind of chill out. But the thing is, life is going to happen no matter what. And we really want it not to be a reason that our business has to stop or we can't move forward with it, especially if you want your business to be your source of income, right? If something happened in your life, you may take some time off from work, but you wouldn't be like, I can't work anymore. Because that's the thing. We have to treat our business like a business, and a lot of people treat it like a hobby and expect it to bring in money like a business. So that's one thing. Some other thing is waiting to get more certifications, telling yourself that you need more certifications, you need more training, you need more education before you get started. You need to feel more certain. You need more confidence. I have a big list here. You need to perfect yourself more. That's a big one. I need to be further in my own journey. I need to lose more weight. My health needs to be better. All these things that you're telling yourself you need to wait to get started. And you don't know what to do or how to do it. Or a lot of times I hear people are waiting to get clarity on who they want to work with or what their program is. Those types of things. So when those things pop up, just recognize them for what they are. Usually it's your brain trying to get you to procrastinate moving forward or to get stuck in perfectionism. So some other big things, people get stuck spinning, they get stuck in analysis paralysis, or in overwhelm. All those things lead back to procrastination and perfection. So I'm going to talk about all of those. And if you can relate to any of those, put a little hand up, because I think a lot of us kind of get stuck in that. And a lot of times we feel alone in it, and we feel like guilty or bad about it or shameful about it. And this is the thing, it happens for so many of us. So what I want to talk about is why we procrastinate and perfect, why we do those things, and how to stop so that you can get shit done and create what you want in your business and your life, okay? Super important, right? Like, that's what we all want. We want to create the life we want. And what happens is procrastination and perfection stops us from doing that, which is very unfortunate, right? Because it's very sad to like not be able to live the life we want to be living, create the business we want, have the impact we want, because we're allowing procrastination and perfection to stop us. So I want you guys to start recognizing it for what it is so it doesn't stop you. This is what you need this week, Melinda. I love it. Preparing with popcorn and smoothie for the live. I love it. This is so perfect. Okay, so I want to start first by talking about perfectionism and procrastination and giving you a bit of a shift as far as how you see it. So for so many of us, we have taken it on as an identity, and we're like, I'm a perfectionist, and I'm a procrastinator. And like, we've taken it on as an identity, as who we are. And what I want you to be able to see is that it isn't who you are. You're not a perfectionist. You're not a procrastinator. It's a habit. They're both habits that you have. Okay? And why this is so important is because when you think it's who you are, it's hard to separate yourself from it, and you think, I can't change it and I don't have control over it. And it's not true. It's just a habit that you have, much like someone who's addicted to like drugs or food or whatever, and they say like, oh, I'm a drug addict. Like, it's a habit that you have. That's not who you are, right? It's something that you do. It's a habit. And so I want you to be able to see perfectionism and procrastination as a habit that you currently have, and maybe you've had for a really long time. It isn't who you are. It isn't like part of who you are, right? So the thing, why that gives you so much power is a habit is something that we can change. And so I just want you to like see that shift, because so many of us think it's just who we are. And that's what I thought for like a very long time too, because I had been a perfectionist and a procrastinator for like as long as I can remember. Like, that's just how I did things. So it's a habit, okay? That's shift number one. Number two is understanding how the brain works. So our brain wants us to have as much pleasure as soon as possible. Like, the brain is always searching for pleasure, and it wants us to be lazy, pretty much. It wants us to sit and eat and hang out and sleep, and that's what our brain is like wired to do, because it's survival mechanisms, right? Of back in the day when we were cavemen or, you know, whatever, like we wanted to always be searching for food, like having sex so that we were having babies and procreating and, you know, all that stuff. Like, that's what the brain is wired, like the animal brain, the animal part of our brain wired to make us do, and always searching for pleasure, like food and, you know, just hanging out and not really doing much, because that's what helped us survive. Obviously the drive to like do the things that we needed to do to survive, but other than that, usually just kind of hanging out and relaxing. So that is really what our brain is like telling us to do all the time. And so when it comes to wanting to accomplish certain things in our life, we have to learn how to not allow our animal brain to run the show, and we have to actually use our higher functioning brain, which is our brain that's able to make decisions and plan ahead of time. We need to use that part of our brain so that we can make things happen in our life, as opposed to just sitting around and eating all day and watching TV. And, you know, that's what our brain would tell us to do if we just did it and we didn't really like think about what we were doing. So luckily we have a higher functioning part of our brain that we can decide. so that we can make goals and we can make things happen and we can create the life we want. And so it's really important to just recognize that and to know that your brain is going to want you to procrastinate, and it's going to want you to perfect because it thinks it's keeping you safe. Because, you know, one of the things is when it comes to perfectionism is wanting to be accepted or get approval, to be part of the clan, you know, to not get thrown out. And so that's where perfectionism comes in, and procrastination just always wanting to have pleasure right now as opposed to pleasure in the future, right? So if we're always going for pleasure right now, then, you know, we're doing the things like eating the foods that don't serve us, or just surfing on social media or watching TV, as opposed to doing the things that actually help us move forward and have goals and create things in the future. Okay? Is this making sense to you guys so far? If it is, give me a little yes. So the other thing is that your brain also resists change. So your brain always wants to be running on autopilot. It always wants to be doing what it's always been doing. And so anytime you're looking at doing something new, like starting a business or growing your business or taking your business to the next level or starting a new marketing campaign, you know, whatever it is, your brain's gonna be like, don't do it, you're gonna die, like everything's gonna be ruined, your family's gonna fall apart, nobody's gonna like you. Like, your brain is gonna start saying those things to you, okay? And you just have to recognize, like, that's your brain trying to keep you the same and keep you from doing new things, and that you don't have to listen to it, okay? All right, so this leads me right into number 3, which is don't expect your desire to procrastinate or to perfect to just go away. And that's what a lot of us do. And we think like, oh, it's just going to go away, or, you know, I'm not going to feel that way anymore. And we feel really uncomfortable feeling the urge to procrastinate and perfect. And so we just go with it and we do it instead of recognizing, like, I can have these feelings or these urges to do this and not do it, okay? So that's just, once again, using like that higher level functioning of your brain and not just doing whatever it is that your brain's kind of telling you to do. So you can feel resistance to doing things. You can feel fear about doing things, and you can allow yourself to feel those feelings and to do the actions anyways. This is the key to getting anything that you want in life, to be willing to feel the discomfort that comes with doing things that are challenging, that are new, that are unknown, and being willing to feel that discomfort and do it anyways, okay? A lot of us expect that the fear or the resistance is going to go away, and we want it to go away. Never goes away. Like, it never goes away. It's part of the human brain. So when you can feel those feelings, allow them to be there and to do it anyways, that is the key to anything you want in the world, truly. So that's number 3, okay? Number 4 is to use the higher functioning of your brain. So I was talking about the fact that we have the lower functioning of our brain, which is like the animal brain, which kind of leads like eating, sleeping, you know, those types of functions. Then we have the higher functioning of our brain, which leads us to do the things like planning and setting goals and, you know, taking action that leads us towards those things we want. And so you want to really start using that higher functioning part of your brain and use it effectively to help you move forward and not get stuck in procrastination and perfection. So how we do this is that number 1, we set goals so that we have something to move towards. We have something that we want to go towards. I was just listening to a podcast the other day. It was talking about the fact where when people were walking, I think it was like in the desert or in the woods, and if they didn't have any sort of landmark that they were walking towards, or they couldn't see like the sun or the moon or anything that gave them any indication of where they were going, people would always just walk in circles. It was like small circles too. Like, it was kind of crazy. They did a bunch of studies on it. And that's what ends up happening if we don't set goals for ourselves so that we have something that we're moving towards. In our business, is we end up spinning in circles and we're not really taking action to move towards something. We're just kind of like spinning. So number 1, really important, like set those goals, okay? Number 2 is to make a plan. So we got to plan ahead of time. So I talked about the part of our lower brain always is looking for pleasure in the moment. When we plan, we use that higher part of our brain, and we're setting up goals for the future. So it's putting off pleasure in the moment for that pleasure in the future, which means like reaching those goals, like accomplishing things like losing weight or getting healthy or having a successful business. Like we're going to have to do things that aren't so fun maybe in this moment to have that bigger goal, to accomplish that bigger goal in the future. Like, I mean, it's very easy to relate it back to like losing weight, right? Like it's a lot more fun in the moment to eat a whole bunch of Oreos or eat some cake, than it is to say, no, I'm just going to eat something healthy right now so that I can lose that weight and have that be that goal in the future and I can reach that goal. Same thing with our business. Like when it comes to taking action in your business, in the present moment, you're most likely not going to want to do the things that you need to do to move you forward. You much rather be surfing the web and watching TV and making any sort of excuse as to why you can't do what it is you need to do in your business. But that's where you can feel that resistance to doing what it is that you said you need to do and do it anyways, okay? So your brain is going to be like, no, don't do it. Go and watch TV. Go and, do whatever it is that your brain is telling you to do. And you can be like, okay, I hear you. Like, yes, maybe this isn't the most fun thing to do in the moment, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to feel the resistance to doing it. I'm going to do it anyways because I know it's going to help me reach that goal that's so important to me. Okay? Is that making sense to everyone? You guys finding this helpful? Let me know. And then number 3 is following through. So once again, you're going to feel the resistance, follow through and do it anyways. That's why it's so important to plan ahead of time. And this is why people who plan ahead of time are the people who reach their weight loss goals and their health goals, and any sort of goals that they set and their business goals, because you're never going to feel like doing it in the moment. But when you plan ahead of time and you say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this video at this time, or I'm going to send out this newsletter at this time, and you're not going to feel like doing it tomorrow, but you're just going to do it anyways, okay? Like this is the key to getting those things you want in your life. It's the key to getting success in your business. Doing the things even though you don't feel like doing them. Like how many people feel like going to work every day and doing the things that they have to do at work? Like nobody. Like it's the same thing with running your business. You're going to have to do some things you don't want to do, and that's okay. It's okay because the end goal that it's moving you toward is amazing, all right? So don't expect it always to be fun, and don't expect to always feel like doing it, because if you do, then don't start a business and don't do like anything, because it's never going to be that way. So, okay, so following through. The last piece that I want to say, because I think this is such a big one when it comes to perfection and procrastination, is to make decisions, make them quickly, and to honor your decisions. Because so many of us are scared of making the wrong decision, and so we procrastinate making a decision, and we get stuck in this perfectionism of like doing something forever or trying to figure out the right way to do it, and we never actually just do it and move forward. And for so many things that we do in life, we actually just have to do it and see what the results are to know if it works or not, or to know if we have to do something differently. So when we constantly are putting off doing things, we are just holding ourselves back. You're so much better to just make a decision and to do it and have it be the wrong decision, or to realize like it didn't work out how you wanted to, or you want to do something differently. I promise you that will move you so much more forward in your life and get you moving so much faster than if you're always just waiting to make a decision because you can't decide which is the right thing. And for pretty much everything, there's never like a right and a wrong decision. It's just a matter of deciding and then going with it and giving it your all and seeing what happens. And then if you need to course correct, then you do, and you make another decision. So this is really like, failing your way to success is really the way that you do it. And it's all happens through making decisions and trying it and seeing what happens and then deciding again. Okay? So, is this making sense to you guys? Do you have any questions about this? And is there anything that you find that you really get stuck on when it comes to perfecting and procrastination and how to move forward with certain things in your business, because I'd be happy to dive into them. But if you really, like, these are two of the biggest things that hold people back. So if you really start to understand this and put into place the tools that are going to allow you to move forward, think of what percentage of the population is allowing perfectionism and procrastination to like sabotage them in so many different areas of their life. So if you are the one who learns how to not have this happen, or you put in the habits a place of success and stop doing the habits of procrastination, perfection, you are going to be like a million steps ahead of everyone else as far as what you're able to create in your life, which is pretty amazing. So if you guys have questions about this, let me know. If you watch the replay and you have questions, let me know. If you find that you're getting stuck in procrastination and perfection and you want support with moving forward with your business, you want a step-by-step plan for putting together all your systems, how to get clients online, how to get visible, and you want help with putting together those habits that are going to allow you to do that as well, then I invite you to sign up for a call with me, and I'd love to talk with you about how we can get you moving forward in your business and breaking through procrastination and perfection, because it doesn't have to stop you. I promise you that. But if you're interested in that, I will put a link around this video and you can sign up for a call, because I'd love to talk to you about how you can break through those things and start getting the results you want in your business. And once again, do you guys have any questions at all? If you don't, I'll wrap up. But if there's anything in particular you found helpful from this video, if you watch the replay, post in the comments. I love to know like what you guys are finding helpful. And if you find anything that you're getting stuck with that you need support with, once again, type it in and I'm happy to give you some feedback on it. So thank you everyone for joining me. This is always a good topic. I hope you found it helpful. And I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing week. And I'll be back next week with another good topic for you guys. So I will talk to you soon. Thanks everyone. Bye.